Hey everyone, welcome back to Loud Quiet Vids. We're here today to talk about the movies of 2021 with the Oscars coming up.
We got Kenneth Branagh in Belfast, Uesugi Hamaguchi in Drive My Car. If I mispronounce that, I apologize. Paul Thomas Anderson in Licorice Pizza, Jane Campion in The Power of the Dog, and Steven Spielberg in West Side Story. I have another Power of the Dog prediction. I think it's going to be Campion. I believe she'll be, if she does win, the third or fourth woman to win Best Director. I know who's won before. Bigelow won.
Catherine Bigelow.
And Nomadland. Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao.
So she'll be the third. Yes. And I mean, she's been around for a long time. And Power of the Dog's kind of the critical darling out of all these films. So yeah.
Power of the Dog.
As far as I would probably give it to Paul Thomas Anderson because I did really like Licorice Pizza, and I think most people who are supporting Licorice Pizza, it's more of a entire career culmination. Because he has won screenplay, I believe, but he hasn't won directing or Best Picture. So yeah, I would give it to PTA.
So my prediction, I don't know if this is who I would pick, but my prediction is Steven Spielberg for West Side Story. I think it's well received, West Side Story, right? So I don't know.
Not at the box office.
Not at the box office. But critically, I believe it was. So I don't know. That was my prediction. Really thinking about it, Jane Campion has been in the business for so long, and this movie was really well done. I thought Power of the Dog was like just very depressed. Like for me, it was depressing. I can't say I really enjoyed it, but it was so well done that I can see it going that way too. But sorry
to interrupt. I think she and Spielberg went head to head all the way back in '93.
So so that's a really good. I think that's a really good prediction on your part to say that it would go to her. I did, just to stay true to what I wrote, I did put Steven Spielberg, so I'll stick to that.
Okay. No, it'll be her revenge against Spielberg because in '93 it was Schindler's List versus The Piano. Those were like the two most regarded films of that year.
And Schindler's List won, right? Yeah. So yeah, I could see it flipping this time because of course the Academy's gonna know that and remember it. Actually, I probably would give it to the director of Drive My Car. I don't want to butcher his name. Hamaguchi is the last name.
I agree with Dan. I think Jane is gonna win the best directing for Power of the Dog. For basically the reasons he's mentioned. She's been in the business for a while, and I do think Power of the Dog is that movie of the year that critics love, and it, for what it was, again, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I can admit it was very well done for what it was, and it was pretty well paced. I would also want Hamaguchi to win for Drive My Car. For me, that movie was just a big, surprise that I enjoyed it as much as I did. And, to be a 3-hour-long movie, to be any 3-hour-long movie, and for me to enjoy it without, having to take a nap, even though, we did skip it. We did skip it. That's only because it was 1 a.m.
It was for being tired from work. It had nothing to do with that.
But to be able to pace that movie and kind of differentiate these different characters and get really good performances out of the actors in it, and just kind of the way he placed the characters in certain scenes.
International feature film is going to be Drive My Car. We all agree, right?
Yeah.
And Best Animated, it's going to go to Encanto, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Best International, I would personally give it to Worst Person in the World. I mean, even though I did love Drive My Car, if I had to choose which movie to rewatch, what am I in the mood for, I would go with Worst Person in the World. Hand of God's also very good. I think you would really like it because it takes place in Naples in the 80s.
Oh, The Hand of God. Yeah, I heard about it.
It's on Netflix. I think you really like it.
I heard about it. Okay.
It's very much a director making a movie about their coming of age, so I know some people are they kind of roll their eyes at a concept like that.
I have no problem with that.
But there's a few scenes that are very bold, and I don't think a Hollywood film would have done them.
Okay.
So, just as preparation.
So before we get into Best Picture, actually, we told Dan, since he's seen most of the movies and we haven't, that he could talk about cinematography for a hot second.
Oh, okay. That is an important award. So we got Dune, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. I think Dune's going to win just because that's the real spectacle film out of all these. We haven't really gotten to the technical categories, but I was predicting that Dune would win most of them, like visual effects or sound and what have you. If I had to choose, I'd give it to Tragedy of Macbeth. The German expressionist influenced cinematography really kind of told the story of Macbeth in a new way. It's very well done. It's very interesting. You couldn't imagine that film in color.
All right, so we want to know what you guys think. What were your favorites from last year, and what are your predictions?
What are your least favorites? What shouldn't have been on here?
We'll see you next time.